everyone, it's the Miserable Movie Man, back once again with another video. This is going to be a fairly quick opinion piece. Obviously there has been a lot of speculation in the news recently about the future of DC and its film division, and the future of Warner Brothers in general, I guess. They're putting stuff up for sale. Who's going to buy it? What will this mean for the superhero films that I have been watching, and some of which I have enjoyed and some of which I have not enjoyed so much? And I guess it's all in the air right now, obviously. We don't actually know what's going to happen. Zack Snyder has teased some images with Henry Cavill and Deathstroke, saying, Henry Cavill is Superman. And Netflix has asked some people as to who would win in a poll between Black Adam and Superman. Of course, the answer should be Superman, even though Black Adam is incredibly strong. But these sort of hints and teasers have got everyone discussing and debating and ruminating and speculating on what will be the future of DC films, and will James Gunn's universe that is just beginning to take shape really have a solid future, or will it all come crashing down and get Snyder restored? I think obviously there are huge opinions on both sides. Fans of the Snyderverse will obviously want Zack Snyder to come back, and I enjoyed Snyder's take on things. It was visually very impressive. Character-wise, not so much of a fan, especially with some of the choices he made. And then we have James Gunn, who's just starting out, and visually was okay. I preferred most of his character choices, but again, not all of them either. So I think both universes for me have their pros and cons. I would like to see a bit more of where James Gunn is taking his universe, how he's going to introduce more characters, what lanterns will look like, etc. I think he obviously has more of a global cosmic feel to it, as well as the sort of small character driven elements with sort of crazy wacky humor. But I will say that for me, both of these folks fall a bit short of the mark of what I'd like to see, and certainly they fall a bit short of the mark and the standard that Marvel established when they brought out their early films and introduced their characters to the world. Now, the quality of the early Marvel films is there for all to see. The latter Marvel films have not been so great. But if DC could pull off something like that, or even stay a bit truer to the comics, or even really get to the genesis and the core of what makes these heroes so great. I mean, Zack Snyder's Superman is super and not really a man. And James Gunn's Superman is a man and not so much super. But if somebody could blend Superman to being equal in both of these areas, almost as if, it could not have been done before, but of course it has been done before. I thought Christopher Reeve did a great job. I thought Tyler Hoechlin did a great job. I thought that Dean Cain was a great Clark Kent, and I thought that Tom Welling was a great Superman. So, you could take all of these elements and try and blend it as well as it has been done in the comics. And, of course, create that universe where the characters are true to their comic book counterparts, and people are aware of them, and they have cool, fantastical powers and great battles, but also the heart and the soul and the mythic icon level status that the DC characters should have. One of the things that was always a big difference between Marvel and DC, and why I sort of gravitated more towards DC in my youth, was that the DC characters were molded in the form of gods, and they were people that we look up to and aspired to be. Whereas the Marvel characters all seem to me to be people that anyone could be if they got bitten by a radioactive spider, with their own problems and personalities and insecurities. And while that may be more relatable for most people, I always think we should have heroes to aspire to, role models to look up to, and that's what DC gave me, and actually shaped a lot of my own views and morals in that sense. So I don't think we've really seen a huge amount of successful elements of that on screen. I thought that the Berlanti-verse was pretty good in establishing some of that, but there is a lot of areas and room for exploration to really get a hugely popular, mythic, iconic, enjoyable version of the DC universe. Whether that's going to be James Gunn going forwards or Zack Snyder, who knows? But I am yearning for more. I'm yearning for better. I'm yearning for them to come and tap me up to get some of my ideas and input on this stuff. Obviously, there'll be a dream come true for me. But, in the meantime, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what pans out. Will Netflix buy Warner Brothers, or will it buy part of Warner Brothers? Will it buy sort of the DC universe slate of films? Or will it get sold to somebody else and have a brand new team at the helm? Either way, it's going to be a very interesting few years if you're a DC fan. And hopefully we get the films and characters that we always want. Anyway, that's enough for my opinion. I'm signing out now. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As usual, please like, share, and subscribe to help support the channel. And catch you next time.